Nothing happened, Mudblood, he murmurs. There was no life-changing event that shaped my being. I was born. And this is what I am. I shake my head, my eyes burning with tears. We are alike, after all. I think I can finally admit that fact. Just like me, I say quietly. I cannot help what I am either, Lucius. I was born, and this is what I am. The girl who happened to be born with Muggle parents. How can you blame me for just being born? I walk slowly over to him, taking small, shaky steps, pushing myself onward and onward, forcing myself to continue. We're not so different, you and I whisper as I reach him, looking up into those merciless eyes. You never tire of repeating that fact. How can you think that we're two completely different beings, if we're both as similar as you claim we are? He takes a sharp breath and turns his face from me, a frown curling onto his face. And when he speaks, his voice is hard as stone. I will not. His words stop as I reach up and place my hand on his cheek. His skin is warm as I lace my fingers over it, and he closes his eyes for a split second before he allows me to turn his head to face me again. There is almost fear in those deep gray eyes of his as they lock onto mine. A strange kind of fear, as if he's afraid of himself. I'm a human being, Lucius, I whisper passionately, just like you. I don't know why, but I stand up on my tippy toes and I'm reaching up for him. And all I can't read that again. I don't know why, but I stand up on the tips of my toes and I'm reaching up for him, and all in a moment I'm pressing my lips to his. Even though he barely moves as I kiss him, I still reach up and wind my arms around his neck, trying desperately to break through his armor he's encased himself in. I need him to validate my imprisonment. Because of him, I can't see the sky like everyone else can, and so in turn I want him to make me feel in some way whole once more. I can feel his arms reach up, shaking slightly either side of me, as if they're deliberating whether to hold me or push me away. I break the kiss and look into his eyes, and I see there what could be either the wish to curse me into oblivion, or an endless, painful longing. And that look shows me everything I'll ever need to know about him. Suddenly his arms wind around my waist, and he's crushing me to him in another kiss, molding his body into mine urgently, kissing me so hard that I know he's bruising me, but I don't care, because for now the armor is broken and he could kill me in this moment, and it wouldn't matter, because through this kiss he's telling me the truth about anything and everything I ever need to know. Without breaking the kiss, he slides his hand over my shoulder, pushing my robe off of them and down my arms, down over my waist until it falls to the floor. And of course it's going to go further once again. That was an awkward way to say that. Once it goes further once again. How could I have expected anything else? He's a grown man, whereas I'm just a young girl. That's creepy, sorry. But still, I'm scared. I've still got bruises from last time. He lifts me up in his arms just like he did the last time and carries me over to the bed. His bed. He lays me down on the soft, luxurious bed covers, but I don't have a moment's wonder at the comfort of them, because he slides down next to me, his gaze running over me like warm water. He doesn't take his eyes off of me as he pulls off his own robes, removing every last layer of those luxurious robes he so favors, stripping the evidence of his wealth and power away. His skin is so ice white that I know his touch should be cold, but it isn't. It's so warm. And as his hands move over my body, exploring every last bit of me, their touch isn't as cold at all. But, scalds? Oh, screws. Scalds, derp. But scalds my skin in ways I hadn't even thought possible. Eventually moves above me, staring down into my face with such terrifying possessiveness that I almost want to run away again, but I can't, because I need this moment of truth from him. He's going against every principle he has ever. He has dear to him. Yeah, he has ever. Fuck me, dude. He's going against every principle he ever had. He ever held, I guess is the point. She just missed the other. Okay. Held dear in this moment. And it's all for me, which surely shows how much I must mean to him. My legs move apart and his eyes lock onto mine as I reach up and tangle my fingers in his hair. His face flickers for a moment, I think for a second. Perhaps he can see the fear in my eyes just as clearly as I can see the need in his. He pushes into me again, and it still hurts a little. There's nowhere near as much as it did before. This time I don't cry out. I just slightly reach out for his face and pull him down to kiss me again, because I need him to kiss me. If he kisses me, I can allow myself to believe that we're just a normal couple who deeply care about each other, perhaps even love each other, instead of the hate and guilt-filled pair that we are. Because that is what we are. Two people that hate each other more than they hate anything else in the world. It's nothing like it should be. I'm not here with Ron, or someone I love. With someone I love, and who I know cares deeply about me. That I'm sitting here with a Death Eater, the man who murdered my parents, who tore me down time and time again without pity and without mercy. And I know that, for me at least, there is no choice. He breaks the kiss and rolls over, sitting up so that I'm what? Oh, okay, sorry. I was scrolling down. Okay. He breaks the kiss and rolls over, sitting up so that I'm sitting astride him, and starts moving inside of. Ooh, this is getting awkward. So moving inside of me in a slow, steady rhythm. I move with him, and he holds me close to him, so tight that I can feel bruises coming up on the skin as he clutches at me, and I can feel his teeth on my neck, biting down hard, so hard he pierces my skin, and I cry out in pain because it hurts. He doesn't care, the bastard. He just doesn't care. He relishes in causing me pain, hasn't he? He breaks away from me. There's a tiny droplet of blood on his lips. My blood. My filthy blood. His hand snakes down between us, down between my legs, and I breathe, and my breath comes in a short gasp as he strokes and pinches and this is getting so awkward. Power through. Okay, he groans low. Groans. Okay, whatever, dude. He groans low in his throat, and I gasp all the more because the whole room is buzzing and alive, and there are colors and stars everywhere, and I'm going to crash down and burn with this need, I know it. And then electricity rocks through me as every last atom in my body combusts with the heat, and I'm going breathless, and I'm breathless as his hand moves back to my hip, so that all 10 of his fingers are digging into my hips, almost tearing my skin open and drawing up blood. I cling to him as hard as I can as his movements grow more uneven until eventually he groans and pulls his hips down towards my hips down towards his with such force I feel like he's breaking bones, and I cry out, and so does he, and then everything's quiet. I press my forehead onto his shoulder as the pair of us sit still intertwined with one another, not knowing what to think or say or feel. I can feel his breathing, heavy and hot on my shoulder, as he winds his fingers around the back of my neck, pressing my forehead harder into his skin. Long moments pass, but neither of us move. And suddenly, I remember what I wanted to ask him, what I really wanted to ask him. Why did you take me to see Avery? Why did you take me to see what Avery did to Ron and Jenny? I whisper, my voice weak. A few seconds go by as the fingers on one hand dig into my neck while the others dig into my back. I hear him sigh, feeling a flutter on my bare shoulder. I needed you to realize just how low people like me are prepared to go to punish those who have displeased them. I open my eyes and pull back away from him, looking into his hazy eyes. But I already knew that. I whisper. You showed me yourself, time and time again, remember? His face flickers slightly before he shakes his head. Be that as it may. For quite some time I have also protected you. Perhaps more than you know. He stares at me for long moments. For a few moments his gaze locked onto mine before he turns his face from mine. But after what we have done. He pauses and takes a few deep breaths before he carries on, still without looking at me. I cannot protect you anymore, Hermione. I stare at him, absolutely terrified at his words, and yet I know that it doesn't matter. None of it really matters, because he named me once again. I can fight and kicking. He can fight it, kicking and screaming, but he truly sees me as a human being now, in spite of himself. And that validation of being coming from him is worth everything. It is enough. His validation will protect me. It will save me. I untangle myself from him and I roll off of him, and the pair of us just lie down on the bed, staring at the canopy above us, neither of our bodies touching, apart from our hands, which hold on to each other so tightly. I know that he'll never let me go. Ever. Ever.
Adorable. 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 There is only 4 sex scenes in this. No, there's more than 4. I don't even know. We got through a lot of them. The first one is the big one. And then I think there's this one. And then I don't know. I can't say. I don't want to spoil it. There's a lot. There's not a lot. I don't know. I'm glad because there's not a lot, because it's super awkward to read, but it was way less awkward to read than the other one. It's just because she didn't say nipple. When she says nipple, I can't handle it. It's like, I don't want to say nipple. I don't know why. I can say nipple now because I had to say it like 15 fucking times in that recording, but, like, I don't know. It's like reading erotica aloud to an audience. It's just weird. I don't know. So weird. But I got through this, I think, quite well. So, I'm done.